What up, what up? It's Pika calling in. It is Friday night. Man, we got one more day left in September, and I'm telling you what, I can't wait to close the book on this month. It sucked. Anyway, so I was off, as you all know, but we pulled a fast one this morning, and I called baby girl out of school as well. She was complaining about being achy and her skin hurting, and normally when she says that, it means there's a fever coming, but she said that the last couple of days I didn't want to take a chance today, so I went ahead and called her out of school today, and we just kind of chilled at home all day long, and I'm telling you what, that's exactly what I needed. So we went down to the store real quick. We bought a bunch of stuff so I could cook at home, and we made it just before this torrential downpour. And then we had breakfast, and I started cooking for the week. And I have like one big pot of, like mixed rice basically and some chicken curry ready. But that isn't to say that I won't cook again because I'm off Sunday. I plan on putting together a bunch of other stuff as well. So I'm thinking meatballs or meatloaf. I'm not sure yet. I have my world famous barbecue meatballs. Barbecue meatloaf muffins. They kind of look like meatballs, might as well be meatballs. But I usually throw some bacon in there, so that might be really awesome if I can get that together. The other thing is, with that, you kind of need some kind of starch. So I'm thinking macaroni and cheese, maybe. She doesn't eat mashed potatoes. She has the thing about the texture of mashed potatoes. She tends to like throw everything up. But yeah, so I'm thinking maybe I could do home fries instead. That might work out pretty well. And then maybe a couple other things. I'm trying to, switch it up a little bit. Stuff that I might actually gain weight with, because yes, that is a goal in October, is to gain 5 kilos. Now I'm telling you, that is not easy for me. It's like next to impossible. So if I can pull that shit off in a month, well, damn, it might snow in Singapore. Either way, I'm going to try. The idea is to really get my workout regimen together, which I still have not started. I told you, right? I have a thing. I'm like allergic to rest days. They are the devil. I'll go like 7 days straight and be like, yeah, something happens and I missed the time that I usually work out. And then that one rest day will be 2, 5, 7 a week, 2 weeks rest. And I don't know, I can't remember the last time I worked out. I have to go check my calendar on the last time I worked out. So yeah, it's about that time. And I know if I do work out, that my appetite will increase as well. So I'm hoping for a chain reaction somewhere. Okay, so that's enough about my day. Oh yeah, we did watch a bunch of movies, but yeah, it was really chill. It was meant to be one of those days where I kind of just don't think about anything. I didn't do any work for work. I didn't do any work for my job. I didn't do any work for my business. I didn't do any work. I did housework today, and that was plenty, trust me. But while I didn't do any like physical work, I didn't organize anything, I didn't set anything up, I didn't cross anything off my list, I did do a lot of brainstorming, which that happens all the time anyway. So that kind of work I'm cool with. I'm down. Shoot, sorry. Excuse me. Yeah. So I want to talk to you about urgency, because a couple of the movies that I was watching today really like hit a nerve with me. It seems like I've noticed with myself, and I don't know if you go through the same thing or not, and especially with these movies, that people don't tend to rally together for a cause unless it's almost too late for something, or they're trying to pick up momentum because they're the underdog, if that makes sense. So let me put it to you in perspective as far as my life is concerned. When I started putting together the task list and the teachers that I would need for what I wanted, that was back in March. And I did that not because I had no choice. It was because, all right, finally, I'm making some moves in my own life. I'm changing some stuff up, and I know I'm going to need this, so let me start building it now. Okay? It's kind of like foresight, but because I wanted to pick up momentum. I was kind of tired of doing the same thing, but there was no urgency, there was no need, actually, so I started it anyway. And the progress was super slow because there was no need to rush it. There was no need to do anything really, really fast. The reason I actually really started putting action into my business was because I could feel that job change coming. You remember that back in August, where I could feel like stupid shit starting to happen, and I could feel my boss's like her temper tantrums, menopause, I don't know what it was, hot flashes, something. Anyway, I could feel that coming down the pike already. So I figured, you know what? Before the shit hits the fan, let me hurry up and go do this one last hurrah and see if I can get some money. So, like I mentioned, you either do things in preparation for something, because you're the underdog, because people say you can't do it, or for some reason you don't pick up the slack until, oh my God, it's almost too late, you're about to lose the farm. Does that make sense? It's funny how that happens. Similar, I guess you could put these in the same category. You meet your entire family, they get together because it's somebody's birthday or wedding or somebody's funeral. It's kind of like you don't do anything in between, and that's the thing I want to tackle right now. Like, I feel like with constant action, everything will work out the way it's supposed to, but we push so hard to get this momentum going, and then one thing happens or one thing changes and you stop completely instead of like adjusting and keeping on moving forward. And I feel like that is the biggest problem in most people's lives. I've had a lot of people lately that are saying, you know what, hey, I want to quit my job, I'm not happy here or whatever, and now they want to do like 101 things right now to get their business moving. That's cool and all, but imagine if you started that in the beginning and did like one thing every day, consistently, every day. Can you imagine where you'd be right now? And I know I did this when I made my August goals. I was like, yeah, I want to make some money. And then I realized, okay, I am not in that place where I can make any money yet. I don't even know who my audience is. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, or what I want to talk about or what I want to portray or teach. And how am I supposed to just, make something off the cuff and make money? That wouldn't be sustainable. It wouldn't be smart. So what I did instead was, the goal was to do an audio podcast every night and to also do a blog post every day. Yes, I was shooting for like Mars, hoping that if I missed, maybe I'd land among the moon and stars, whatever. But the podcasting, yeah, definitely going strong. Today is episode 68. Okay, so yes, I have been consistent. I'm very proud. But the blog part took a little bit more effort, and I lost my momentum and I didn't pick it back up. I have yet to write, excuse me, I have yet to write another blog post since that 8th one that I posted. Part of that is I'm a little irritated with the aesthetics of that page because it's supposed to look like a grid, and it doesn't because the pictures are all different sizes. So I was supposed to go look for a solution to that, and I still have not gotten to that on my task list. So yes, I am quite disorganized at the moment. I'm not lying to you. I'm not about to sugarcoat this shit. The hustle is ugly. And sometimes I feel like I'm failing and I should probably quit. But I refuse. I am stubborn. What can I say? So, steady action. Steady action. The best thing you can do for yourself is to do steady action. If you feel like, you're gonna, I don't even know, like, you feel the need for a change and you want to go and change. Most people look at the end result, like, oh my God, look at the mountain I would have to climb to get there. They don't look down and put like one foot in front of the other and be like, all right, I made one step. Okay, I made another step. Okay, I made another step. They already looking at the big picture, looking like, damn, I could never get there. And that's where all that self-fulfilling prophecy starts, because you're running the stupid dialogue in your head about how you can't do something. Y'all stop that shit. I mean, I do it too. I'm not going to lie. I do it too. And it takes me a minute and I'm like, wait, am I really saying that to myself? I probably should change that dialogue. But stop looking at the final end result thinking, damn, that's like, I don't know how many feet in the air and how the hell am I supposed to get there? Everything starts with a single step. Everything starts with steady, steady, steady motion. The tortoise and the hare, like cliche story, right? He ran his ass off, got tired halfway and was like, yeah, I don't see him anywhere in sight. Let me take a nap real quick. And then overslept. The tortoise, steady, 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 did not give up. And he probably was exhausted too, because that was probably a lot more than he'd ever done in a day. But one foot in front of the other, steady pace. He did not stop until he got to where he wanted to be. And I think that's something we need to adopt. Don't wait for the urgency to come hit you and be like, yo, you need to do this now. Do it anyway. You know what you need. You know how much you hate your job already. So while you have the job, do little things every day. It's in the little things that, you really prove who you are. For example, okay, let's go a completely different route. We've been talking about business and we've been talking about, building something, right? Let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about marriage, for instance. So, you get married, okay? And it's only when you feel that you're not getting enough love that you push for some kind of action, instead of doing the little things you did every day. Like, while you were courting, while you're trying to get that guy's attention or that girl's attention or whatever, you know what all you did, right? You know you did a little bit of this and you did a little bit of that. You knew you had to pay attention to what they were saying, because in it there were like nuggets of stuff that you could pull out later and like really wow them. You needed to be available as much as possible so that if they call, you were available to talk to them. Or you managed their expectations. So if you have a really busy schedule, you were able to say, hey, you know what? This is what my day's looking like today. So they have an idea of when you might not pick up the phone and when you will. So all those little things you did up until the point that you got married, those are things you're supposed to continue. You didn't finish your race by getting married. You only just started. You like leveled up. That's pretty much it. You didn't finish your race. That's not the end result. The end result is to look back after 65 years and be like, damn, you know what? We made it. We made it. There are going to be 110 things that happen in between the time you get married and the time y'all either die and separate that way or get a divorce and separate that way. Okay? There's going to be a million things that happen. So many things happen in one day. Seriously. So instead of waiting until you feel a lack of affection or you know that your partner feels a lack of affection, instead of like spinning your wheels at that point, do the little things so it doesn't come to that. Love is a verb. Love is a choice every day. Do the work. Don't wait for the urgency to hit you and be like, shit, okay, well, how can I make it up to him now? Don't wait for, the anniversary to pass. Then they ask you all sly, like, do you know what today is? And you're like, oh, shit, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, your birthday, and, I'm going to take a jab at this, anniversary. Like, don't do that. Pay attention. Organize your life. Do the little things day in and day out. If you, I don't know about y'all, I get used to things happening at a certain time in a certain way every day. And if anything disrupts that, yeah, I would give them the benefit of the doubt or whatever. But if it goes past a certain time threshold, I get upset. Hey, look, I'm human, okay? So I get upset, and most people don't understand that. And for the most part, I won't tell that person. I will probably vent to a friend of mine so that I don't vent to the person, to the object of my affection or whatever. So don't wait for the urgency to hit you. Go ahead and do that shit a little bit at a time, man. It's so much easier. It's so much smaller that way. And you got 10 minutes here and 20 minutes there to spare. And while I'm saying this, I should eat my own words because to work out is not that difficult. I have 20 minutes I can spare every morning. I have 20 minutes here and there I can spare any time of day, actually, if I really put my mind to it. But as easy as it would be to do, it is just as easy not to do, and therein lies the rub. So I'm trying really hard to like figure that shit out, right? And y'all don't mind me as I rant and rave about all these things that I'm trying to accomplish, and most times I do fail, but I will get back up again tomorrow and try it again. So just rest assured, it's gonna get there. Yeah. So I had a really great conversation today with a person I hadn't talked to in a couple of days, and they were talking to, every time I talk to them, they're like, how is your health? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Blah, blah, blah. And then they start on into where am I at with my business? I mean, not many people ask because most people are scared you're going to sell them something. So it's really cool that they asked. And I was like, yeah, same old, knowing full well I hadn't touched shit today, and I had no intention of touching anything until the podcast. And they were like, yeah, you know what, you mentioned this. And I was like, yeah, what about it? He said, well, is it going to happen? And I said, yeah, it's going to happen next month. He was like, yeah, okay, it's one of those things that's going to happen, but it's not going to happen, right? And I was like, you know what, that pissed me off. You know what, God damn it, I'm going to put this shit in order today. So I've been looking at that a little bit. I haven't put anything physically in place yet, but I've been doing the research. So I've been looking at shipping and handling, the cost of production, what it takes to have a middleman. Would it be cheaper to do it with an app online, or would it be better for me to do the old-fashioned way and like buy in bulk and sell it out of my house, and then buy in bulk again with the profits and sell it out of my house? So that way there's no overhead. Okay, that's the wrong word. There's no debt created. I don't have to. I buy what I can afford, and then I sell it and use those profits to buy some more. So I mean, that seems smart to me, but then because I have people all over the world that would definitely wear this and promote it for me, I need to really think about that online web portal for, selling stuff and handling the shipping as well. So right now I'm looking at Shopify. I'm looking at Shopify, and the other thing is just local printers or whatever, so I can see how to do that. And I don't know, maybe I'll do a combination of both of them. Maybe I'll, print in bulk here and keep it and then ship it out as people buy online through the store itself. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. So that I have until tomorrow. I told you, right? The deadline for me to get my October goals in is tomorrow. Obviously, it's the last day of the month. And then from there, we'll see, how much I can get done. So Yes. This person pissed me off to the point that I was like, you know what? Yeah, I've been talking about this a long damn time. I'm gonna fucking put my money where my mouth is so y'all can all eat crow when I get this start off the ground. So, yeah, don't wait for the urgency. And today I did. I waited for someone to piss me off about it, and I shouldn't have. I should have been doing something about it all day long. Part of my trouble is I'm not a designer. I can't draw. I can trace really well, but I can't draw. And I am not familiar with how to manipulate images online. Seriously, the height of my skills, the print screen button and paint. Yes, I'm freaking awesome. But yeah, so I don't know how to do those things. I'm not saying I won't because I can't. I'm saying that until I can get my hands on the software and start playing around with it, yes, I'm about to give myself an excuse to push it off and do it later. But I'm going to try really hard not to. So I do have a cousin out in Melbourne who does have some time right now. She's, on break or whatever. So maybe if I can convey my idea clearly enough for her to understand, maybe she can help me out a little bit. Because the first thing is I just need one design right off the bat, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, let's see how that goes. So what was the topic today? We're talking about urgency, right? Don't wait till something's about to happen where you're going to lose everything before you start doing consistent work. Do consistent work anyway. I need to do it. I need to take my own damn advice. I'm going to. But yeah, that's something that hit me today because I was watching, for those of you, I don't know if you know or not, I'm a big Keke Palmer fan. So I was watching Joyful Noise today, and then I also watched The Long Shots, both of which are her movies, and both of which were kind of centered around a small town that wasn't doing very well. Business isn't really good. People are struggling for work, for jobs or whatever, and it took an extraordinary group of people to change what was a losing streak, and then because of that, little by little, the town gathered behind them because they knew suddenly that if this worked, they could save the town. So that part of the urgency kind of hit me, and I was like, damn, they waited too late. If they had put their ego aside, if they had put their pride aside and really looked at, the football team in Long Shots, they wouldn't have to say, yeah, we only won 2 games last season, and then be so adamant about not putting a girl in at quarterback. It would have been different. And then with the Joyful Noise movies about gospel choir, basically, and they're going to choir competition. So for that regard, again, it was like, a little town that was kind of dying because there was no traction in the town itself. There was no visitors, there was no business, everything was kind of shutting down one by one. So for them to finally get their head out of their, excuse me, I can't say that, can I? It's church, I'm going straight to hell. For them to finally put aside their differences, put aside their pride, put aside their ego, and listen to the younger kids, namely Keke Palmer and her love interest, they would have been arranging music differently beforehand, and they would have been able to maybe win regionals without having to wait for someone to drop out because they were disqualified. It would have been a different game plan, I think. And there wouldn't have been so many hurdles, but then, I don't know, I'm of two minds about this because, yeah, I'm a psych major, I can see all sides of the story, and it's really stupid. But I feel like, yes, if they had done steady work, they would have cut out some of that drama, but then I also know that nothing happens without reason. So for them to struggle as much as they did and finally come together at the end of that movie to mix new school and old school and really captivate the audience, I don't know if that would have been sustainable as a change for the choir if they hadn't struggled. So, okay, yeah, maybe I am of two minds about this, but I really don't think that you should wait till something drastic happens to start changing things about your life. Change the little things at least. Maybe you don't know if you want a business or not, but you can change the way you eat. You can change, the time you do things. Change everything so it's as efficient as possible. You have as much time, that isn't wasted as possible. I hope I made sense. Because, I can see my thought pattern shifting a little bit. So, yeah, I feel like you can still do little things every day. I was told today that I've lost so much weight in my face that I look like I've been on drugs. And that pissed me off too. And I was like, seriously? But I also realized that with my schedule, being a single mom, without having any help, running here, there, and everywhere else to get everything done, I kind of lose my appetite, or excuse me, I have to lose my appetite, or I get impatient with my life and then get carried away and forget that I need to eat. And it's okay for me, but it's not okay for the kid. And I always make sure she eats, but then I don't always eat. And some of that is, yeah, I've been struggling with money lately, and I don't keep as much food in the house as possible. And sometimes when I cook a lot, but then depending on how baby girl eats, and I'm not about to tell her, no, she can't eat anymore. If she wants more, I'm going to give her more. But that also means that, if I want the food to last, I kind of maybe shouldn't eat as much or don't eat at all. So yeah, that's my problem. I'm being a little stupid about it, but the fact that they told me I looked like a drug addict kind of pissed me off because I've never done drugs. And I was like, wow, really? So that's something I can change. So instead of waiting for urgency, which I actually did because this person brought that to my attention in that way and became suddenly urgent to me, I could have been snacking all day and that would still be fine. I would still not have lost as much weight, but I wasn't. I was being lazy and not paying attention. So it works for every aspect of your life. Do the work. Do a little bit at a time. You don't have to finish, you don't have to dig the whole pool in one day. You could start and work your way into it. It's not a big deal. So yeah, there it is. Urgency. I don't know why it hit me so hard today, but it did. Like, it was in everything I did pretty much. Like, there were 2 movies and 2 different conversations. Like, yeah, it was major to me today. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about that. Don't wait. Don't put it off and be like, yeah, okay, I'll get to it tomorrow. And then suddenly when it's really urgent, you have so much to get done in a short amount of time. And that also means that if there's a truncated timetable and a lot of work to do, you're probably not going to do your best work either. So, just saying. Take it or leave it. Comment, post, share, DM me. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if I make sense, please. I listen to it sometimes and I'm like, wow, okay, it was all right. But it could have been better. And I mean, as I do this, it's getting better. I think eventually, like I said, Periscope won't be the only time that I'm face-to-face with y'all. There is a show coming, and I still don't know the details of that, and I still need to go get a background eventually. But yeah, a show is coming. Oh, which means I need to be camera ready, which I am not. But it's all right. It's all good. I will get there. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off right now. And catch y'all tomorrow. I have work tomorrow, so I actually have 4 relief classes I need to teach, which I'm kind of excited about. I haven't done that in a while. Primary 2, which should be fun. So, yeah, I will talk to y'all tomorrow. All right? I'll take care.